I killed you, motherfucker. You crazy? I know the fuck this nigga playing with. I don't play no motherfucking games. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. Fuck you up. I don't play no motherfucking games.
Will a win over Canelo put you ahead of Mayweather as the greatest boxer of this generation?
Listen, I leave the opinions to everybody else, but like I said, after this fight, when I defeat Canelo, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm gonna be.
No one thought it would reach this level. Backstage at the first official Floyd Mayweather vs. Terence Crawford face-off, tempers flared fast. Voices echoed, tension snapped, and security had to step in before things crossed a line. No one knows exactly what was said behind closed doors, but one thing was unmistakable: this wasn't a scripted promo. This was ego clashing with greatness, legacy colliding with legacy, the kind of energy boxing hasn't felt in years, and when they finally sat down face to face, the temperature didn't drop, it rose. The room felt heavier. Then the lights came on. Both men tried to keep their composure, but Floyd's eyes told a different story. This wasn't the playful money Mayweather. No smiles. No jokes. No theatrics. He was locked in. Crawford, on the other hand, stayed calm. Relaxed. Centered. But don't let that fool you. Beneath that quiet confidence was a fighter ready for whatever Floyd brought to the table, and maybe more.
If this kid said he'd been training every day, for years, every day in boxing, I'm somewhere in Aruba, in the Bahamas, in Dubai, I'm traveling the world on my jet.
The conversation started out calm. Contracts. Negotiations. A little back and forth over who deserved what. Standard business. But the moment the question of who truly rules this era came up, the tone changed instantly. Crawford leaned in. Floyd stiffened. And for the first time in years, you could see it, Floyd Mayweather was genuinely irritated, not because Crawford crossed a line. Not because of disrespect. But because deep down, Floyd knows exactly why this fight exists. And everyone else knows it too. This whole fire was lit the moment Canelo Alvarez said the unthinkable: Terence Crawford is better than Floyd. One comment was all it took for the internet to erupt. Crawford beats Canelo. Crawford becomes the face of boxing. And suddenly, fans start saying something Floyd Mayweather has never allowed to exist: maybe someone finally passed him.
And compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
That's the real trigger. The one button no one ever presses with Floyd. The reason he's here at 47, locked in on the most dangerous fighter alive.
Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, it's, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
When the face-off ended and the press conference began, the tension didn't fade, it simmered. This wasn't the Floyd of old, cracking jokes and stealing headlines. This time, he was sharp. Focused. All business. No theatrics. No crowd work. Just legacy. He wants this fight because he refuses to let anyone rewrite his place in boxing history.
Way
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of the biggest egos in the sport, so much so that he could not find a way to give Muhammad Ali credit as being a top 5 fighter and claimed that Roberto Duran sits above Muhammad Ali, right? Why? Because Floyd wants to be better than Muhammad Ali. He completely redid his image when he became Money Mayweather to pretty much copy from calling himself the GOAT, calling himself TBE, right? Whole thing. Very disrespectful of Muhammad Ali when he was coming up, when after Floyd Mayweather Jr. wound up being at the top of the sport. So now that Terence Crawford has firmly placed himself at the top of boxing, and not just as the pound for pound fighter right now, many people are saying, hey, shouldn't he be considered one of the greatest fighters of all time?
And then there's Crawford on the other side, unbothered, calm, staring at Floyd like he's just another name waiting to be crossed off. For Crawford, this fight hits different. He already dismantled Errol Spence. He already beat Canelo. He's already silenced every doubter along the way. Does he need Floyd? Not even close. But he wants him.
I didn't have to have 70 fights, or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
For years, early in his career, Crawford avoided the question whenever people asked if he could beat Mayweather. He didn't answer with confidence. He didn't chase that conversation. He let it pass. But that was a long time ago.
He was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh shit, okay, I'm just asking. Because Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Today, Crawford says he beats Floyd, even in Floyd's prime. And that one sentence was enough to ignite this entire rivalry.
4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope. Nope.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your ass?
Okay, that's a no.
As the reporters kept talking, you could see it on Floyd's face, the irritation building. Not because of anything Crawford said on stage, but because of what Crawford represents. A new king. A new standard. A new best fighter alive. And Floyd can't stand it.
You were prime Floyd.
Me?
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
The press then shifted to Floyd's upcoming exhibition with Mike Tyson. And let's be honest, no one's calling this a real fight. It's entertainment. 2 legends touching gloves for a paycheck.
All time. Ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You get what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world of boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation didn't get to see it come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play.
But you can't ignore, it's Mike Tyson. And if Tyson gets emotional, if he gets angry, remember, he hates Floyd. This exhibition could get real messy, real fast.
That fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and like, hey, this is not, we're going to have fun, we're going to throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to Mike Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event.
But here's the thing, this exhibition means nothing compared to Crawford. You can see it in Floyd the moment Crawford's name comes up. Suddenly, he's not Money Mayweather, the entertainer. He's Floyd Mayweather Jr., the undefeated fighter who's been waiting for a true professional comeback. Floyd knows that beating Crawford, even at his age, would silence every debate for all time. And Crawford knows that defeating Floyd, even an older Floyd, cements his place among the legends. This isn't just business. Bud knows exactly how dangerous Floyd is.
Time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
Unless we're talking about Floyd, and listen, we all gotta believe we're the greatest of all times, right? We all gotta believe that, but we all know Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time.
If you could have fought any fighter in your life, any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
After the Canelo fight, many assumed Crawford would retire. He had nothing left to prove. He was the undisputed pound-for-pound king. He'd beaten a bigger man no one thought he could handle. His legacy was already set in stone.
Like Floyd's career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. Because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, back to back to fight, one after one.
But Crawford chose the hardest path. He wants Floyd, not for the money, not for the hype, but to end the conversation once and for all. He doesn't want fans saying, he's great, but he never fought Floyd. He wants the comparisons gone. He wants the closure of taking down the man who ruled boxing for 2 decades.
Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he's has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought.
On top of that, Crawford is a true competitor, one of the last real ones in the sport. He seeks challenges, not easy wins. And yeah, that means criticism comes with it. People are asking, why fight an older Floyd? Why not Boots Ennis? And honestly, they have a point.
Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
For years, fans, fighters, and analysts have said Boots is the fight Crawford should take, because he's the one guy whose style actually mirrors Crawford's. Switch hitting, explosive, technical, and dangerous from every stance.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his prime.
And it's not just the fans. Boots himself has been calling out Crawford non-stop, claiming he wants the challenge, the test, and the chance to face the man many call the best of this generation. But every time Crawford is asked about him, he shuts it down immediately, saying he's not interested and that the fight doesn't mean anything to him.
Who they are cancels out each other as far as height. They both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So sure. I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with Crawford.
Still, the chatter around a fight with Boots hasn't died down. And the more Crawford avoids it, the louder those conversations get.
Now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, oh, well, he was young, he wasn't ready. He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. Because we always seen him win and fly in colors. A fashionate way, to where we say, oh man, he's cold, he's skillful, but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him. So me fighting Boots would be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight. It's gonna sell a little bit because of your name and what you just accomplished.
Another name in the mix is Virgil Ortiz Jr. Fresh off a monster performance, Virgil immediately called out Crawford. Oscar de la Hoya jumped in, hyping him non-stop and labeling it the biggest fight at 154.
And the fight that stylistically would be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
A prime fighter versus a prime legend, that's the matchup hardcore fans crave. But here's the reality, Crawford already beat Errol Spence, already beat Canelo. He doesn't need to chase someone like Ortiz. He's doing this fight for history, not just competition. Fight Boots, and people say, nice fight. Fight Ortiz, and they say, good matchup. But fight Floyd? That's a conversation that lasts for the next 30 years.
Look, I'm here to fight the best. I don't care who it is. It can be Boots next, it can be Spence next, it can be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it. Because that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. And we're just gonna keep doing what I do best. And that's just being me.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Terence Crawford is bigger than Floyd. He hits harder. He's younger. He's more active. But the toughest part about fighting Floyd isn't landing a punch, it's connecting at all. Crawford could dominate early, or Floyd could turn it into a defensive masterclass, frustrating the younger man at every turn.
Wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to people.
At the press conference, Floyd spoke about legacy, money, and respect. Crawford, on the other hand, focused on challenge, competition, and proving himself.
Everybody. That boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. Man, that boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see, that's where Floyd mastered. You know, hit and not get hit. A lot of people, they give him credit now, but they didn't give him credit when he was.
That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Drop your thoughts in the comments, we want to hear from you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.